Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Wealth KC short take. I have a question for Will. Will has a question for me. Neither one of us know what's coming, and you will get our true and raw, honest answers. So let's jump right into it. All right, Will. So I saw this come across my feed. This has been a couple weeks back, but this was a survey done by Bankrate early June on what salary you would need to feel rich.
Yep.
Now, we're going to use the layman's term of rich, of just saying having a lot of money. We
Mhm.
prefer to use the term wealthy, right? Rich is a feeling, right? I think hopefully a lot of people feel rich, whether it's friends and family and the ability to do what they want when they want. But then in the money sense, we'll talk rich instead of wealthy. So 502,000, I think there's some interesting things if you peek into this. Women, were 502 compared to men were 465. I thought that was interesting. Parents with children under 18 had a lower salary to feel rich than parents with children over 18. It may be just because I have children under 18. I feel like it requires a lot of money, but maybe that's something I need to be aware of. It's going to cost even more money. But looking through this, what do you think?
I mean, off the bat, I initially think it's a little high. I mean, maybe it's because we're in the Midwest. Cost of living might be a little cheaper down here. Um, maybe it does need to be a little higher out on the coast. But for me personally, I mean, I fall into kind of the Gen Z category. That 382,000 is a little bit lower than average. But it definitely strikes me as high. I just feel like people think that they need so much extra than they really do, and it's kind of hard to imagine what you would feel like if you were actually making this type of money. But as far as I go, what salary I would need to feel rich would be much lower than this, I would say.
Yeah, that was my initial reaction too, right? This is way high across the board. I don't even care where you live in the United States of America, right? So to me, this kind of falls into that financial literacy conversation, right? Where there's just so many people who don't understand, how much money, or let's say if you start early enough, how little you can save and have that grow and compound to be quote unquote rich or wealthy.
Mhm.
I couldn't agree with you more. This is extremely high. You can get to that point of wealth or rich with far less than this. We do it on a regular basis with our clients. We see clients come to us who have a million and a half, 2 million, and never made more than $100,000 a year. Maybe jointly combined, 200, easily under 200. Several people in the 150s, I would say, who have
Mhm.
been able to accumulate well over $1 million and be rich. So I agree with you. And the last thing I would say is, you know, achieving wealth or being rich has nothing to do with salary. It has
Mhm.
everything to do with how much of your salary you're willing to save.
Yep.
So, that's the other piece of this puzzle.
Yeah,
So,
definitely, and that's something that I would be curious to see to see the answers of this question, the responders. Are they wanting to spend this much money, right? I mean,
yeah.
it's obviously it's easy to spend a lot of money if you try, right? Everybody
Mhm.
can spend this amount of money, but are they taking into consideration that they'll need to save any of this, or did they just kind of pick a random number that sounded high? It'd be
Yep.
interesting to kind of peek behind the curtain of this questionnaire a little bit.
Yep. Yep. Totally. All right. Let's jump over here. What you found?
Yeah. So IRS finalizes rules on selling and exchanging crypto. I know this has kind of been a gray area since the crypto boom around 2018 to 2020. There have not been wash sale rules with cryptocurrency in the past. This specific article did not touch on the wash sale rules actually, but more along the lines of reporting what forms that the brokers that support cryptocurrency exchanges must report to the IRS. And so my question to you, Sean, would be: do you think the wash sale rules are going to apply to crypto here shortly?
Yeah, well, first I'll just kind of, just in case anyone doesn't know, explain what wash sell rules are. So that is, you cannot sell an investment and buy the same investment back within 30 days and be able to write off any tax losses. So if you put 10,000 into something, it went down to 7,000 and you sold it, you would have a $3,000 write off. Now, if you buy it back and it goes from 7 to 10, now you got 3,000 in gains, but you could offset those with your losses. But if you do that in a 30-day period, the losses do not count, but the gains still do. So now we have a understanding of what wash sale rules are. Yes, they're going to find a way to apply this, right? I mean, this crypto trading is open 24/7, 365, and people are just trading like crazy. Yeah, I mean, they're not just going to let this one, asset class slide by the rules that apply to virtually every other asset class in the markets. And at the end of the day, this would be a whole nother conversation that we don't have time for, but the debt of our country, right? If there's a way for them to accumulate more tax revenue, they're going to find their way to do it. So
Yep.
I have no doubt it's going to take time, but over time that the SEC, the IRS applies all the same rules and restrictions to crypto that we have trading stocks and bonds and ETFs.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely agree with everything you said there. It just has to happen shortly. And I was really expecting to see that from this article, but it looks like Congress is taking their time a little bit, and the IRS is taking their time a little bit to make sure they get everything right, cross everything off their list to make sure it gets all done according to their plan and accurately. So more to come definitely on these crypto rules from a tax perspective for sure.
Yep, yep. The free lunch, get it while it's good. It won't last forever. So, all right. Well, appreciate it again, everyone. If you have any questions, concerns, never hesitate to reach out. If there's a topic you'd like to hear our thoughts on, never hesitate to comment below, and we'll be happy to shoot a quick video on it. So, hope you all have a good rest of your week, and we'll talk to you soon.